Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I did find the Valentine's Day rare, and before we build it I wanted to kind of talk about how I found it. In the past, how the seasonal ones have gone is it's on the side because it tells you, except for the rares. So in the past it's either been like, oh, it only comes in, the one that has a ham on it, or there's a certain code, or you can see through the paper and the bottom of the capsule's a different color. There's always been ways to do it, but they're making it more difficult. So it could be in any wrapper for the Valentine's Day. However, a lot of the ones I've read online were found in the conversation hearts. So that's possibly hint one. It can be found in any though. The other thing I've seen are the codes that are printed on here. So this code, the A number, is inside this white UPC thing. Sometimes they're out here where it says rare. I wrote that on there. So kind of what I did is I found a box that it looked full. It looked like it hadn't been gone through. And I looked at all the numbers. So in this example, they were all out here in gray. And then I found this one that was inside. So that was kind of a hint. Doesn't always work for what I've read. But the second thing is when you shake it, it kind of sounds like maracas. Hopefully you can hear that. And that's the fruit slices flying around. Now, there was a second one that kind of was the opposite, where all the ones in that box were on the inside here, and this one was on the outside, but it sounds different. This is more of a maraca type sound, and they were both the conversation heart wrappers. So I was pretty sure one of these, and I was pretty sure it was this one, was the rare, but I went ahead for research and I got both. I took them out of the wrapper, but I haven't opened them yet. But yeah, you can see the fondue sticks in here. So hopefully that helps. Definitely, I feel like look for this, look at the numbers, and then shake it. And if you're kind of familiar with what those fruit pieces sound like when they're flying around in there, I was willing to bet money it was this one. This is just more of like a thud. You can't really hear that fruit shake, if that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. So let's open the fondue and get to making it. I still haven't seen the spring ones in store, though I've built some of the spring ones, so I'll hope to find that rare soon. I'll be looking for that. But all the seasonal ones have different tables. So this is the one that comes with the rare fondue. It's very pretty. We have the fondue pot and the sticks, which I already took out. This I think has like the little Bunsen burner that you have to snap together. Kind of a symbol. And of the rares, this is the one I wanted versus the springtime one. That one is like daffodils, and though they're cute, but the flowers are my least favorite of the Miniverse builds. If you're not following me on Facebook, you totally should. I just posted pictures I found online of the new Miniverse sets. There's going to be a nature set, which honestly I'm not too excited about. It's a lot of flowers and things we've had in the past. But there are some exciting things in there. There looks like there's like a koi fish. So kind of interesting. It's a grainy image, but you can tell what a lot of it is. So yeah, follow me on Facebook. It's linked below. I'm constantly reading about Miniverse and the upcoming stuff that's going to be released. And I try to put pictures on there once I find them. And then I share my videos on there as well, just in case you don't get on YouTube every day. So here we have the dark chocolate. And then they did give us pineapples and strawberries that do have the holes through them so we can skewer them. Some pink marshmallow chunks, that's really cute. And marshmallows themselves. And there are 4 of the skewer sticks. So let's clean up and start putting this together. Here's what the ultra rare looks like on the checklist. And then the instructions on the back. I had this upside down, so it actually goes like that. And then it sits in there like that. I feel like that looks goofy, but that's how it's supposed to look. And then the burner, you could have under there. So I'm gonna, before I dump the resin in here, I think I'm going to do the skewers first and make sure I like how they look. You can make them look however you want, but I'm gonna see what this looks like. I really tape these down in there. There we go. I'm always so careful with the packaging. Do you guys do anything with the packaging? Do you keep it? I know some people do, but... All right. These are adorable. I like those pieces. And I'll cut open the marshmallows here in just a moment. I'll probably all make them look a little different. There we go. Those are so cute. Okay. So first I'm gonna do one like they did. So on one of them they have a pink one way at the top. Yeah, they're a little snug, but not too bad. And then a strawberry. They only gave 6 strawberries, which I feel like Valentine's Day is a lot of strawberries, and like these things scream Valentine's Day to me. See, is that supposed to be a marshmallow or... I can't tell what's supposed to be these and what's supposed to be the pink. Are they supposed to be pink Crispies or marshmallows? Cake cubes, it says. They kind of remind me of marshmallows. Let's do a pineapple. The good thing about this is you could sit here and ponder it for as long as you want, because you're not setting it with resin until you dip it in resin, that is, but I feel like I want more strawberries than the other stuff. And one of my skewers may not have strawberries because there's not that many. Maybe I should put a pink one there. See, I could debate about all these little things all day long, so I'm gonna set these out and I'll be back to show you what I decided. Here's what I decided on. These are pretty similar, just a little out of order. And then I have 2 that are mainly the strawberries and the cake and the marshmallows. I like these color combos because that more so screams Valentine's Day. The pineapple, I feel like, throws it off. Maybe just because of the color. But with that being said, no strawberries are left. I used them all. We do have a few chunks of pineapple. Pretty many, like 10 pieces of the cake. And a lot of the marshmallows. So those can all be saved and repurposed. So yeah, here's the part I'm nervous about. I'm going to at least pour some in here. I don't know about all of it, but I took off this part of the lid. That way we're not dripping any on there. And I also took it off of that pretty table because I don't want to get any resin on there. This is a bit thicker than I thought it would be, but I'm going to at least put enough to coat the bottom. And I think I will leave one inside, like hanging out of the pot, like they show on the checklist. This is pretty thick, but I think it'll cure okay. If you're worried about that, you can always pour it in smaller layers. Okay, then I'm going to use the toothpick to kind of paint it on there. I'm not going to use the spatula it came with. So instead of just dunking it all, it looks like they dipped. Oh man, this is not very thick either, so this might take some layering. But they just did like half of each of the items. So a little bit on the strawberry, a little bit here, and so forth. That way you can still see them, obviously. All right, I'm going to cure this under my UV lamp. And then, well, I guess we can do a little bit down here and then we'll cure it. And then we'll do another layer. And then we'll repeat this process several times because we have 4 of them. This is what it looks like after one thin layer. Let's add another layer. Oh yeah, it looks much better with that second layer of chocolate. And if you want to initially hold it while you zap it, and then if you have a little chunk of styrofoam, you could stick it in there. That would be helpful. And then we'll do a second layer here too. And I'm going to do the fondue pot last. I was just thinking ahead about that, if I'm going to have one sticking out, how that's going to look. Now I'm going to go further down the line and do in between the marshmallow and the cake. And then the strawberry and the marshmallow. I guess you could have it like dripping down the side if you wanted like that. And then I'll completely cure this one. Show you what that looks like. I might do the other ones differently. I don't know. I go back and forth a lot about how to do these. But overall, I normally just try to kind of follow what they did because I think it normally looks pretty good. There we go. I think that'll look cute with 2 layers. Here are the 2 that I have thus far. And those both have 2 layers of the chocolate to kind of give you an idea. If you want it to be like super chocolatey, you're going to need to build that up a little bit. I think this one, the first one I did, was pretty good. But the second one's cute as well. I think I'm going to save the one with the pineapple, and that's going to be the one hanging out. So we're going to cure that last, but I'm going to do this one the same that I've done the other ones. What I've been doing though, I did on the last one, is I just like dunked it and let that kind of come off naturally. And I cure that, do it again, cure it, and then I kind of move down and do the rest. So pretty time consuming, but all depends on how chocolatey you want everything to look. The others are curing, and I think I'm ready for this last part. So I will put this outer lid back on since we're going to be leaning the stick on there. I think I'm going to have it like that. And then I can take what's left of this and kind of, well, I was going to drip it all up here, but that might look goofy. Or maybe I should, see, this is, I go back and forth way too much. I guess it could just be sticking in there. It doesn't technically have to be chocolatey, I guess. Let's see what they did. On the checklist, just the first like 2 pieces had chocolate on it. So maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll just drip it on the strawberry. It's not very drippy resin, but at least put it in there like that so it looks like it's dunking in there. Whoop. Just nudged it. I guess I could rotate it. I'm going to smooth that out because I don't like how that looks. There we go. You kind of see the strawberry in there. I'm going to cure it like that, and we'll see how it looks with everything together. Okay, here's what it looks like cured. I don't know if you can really tell, but it looks very uneven in there. I think with the thickness of the resin and how bright my lamp is, that maybe it moved it a little. But honestly, for this build, I feel like it just looks natural. So I'm gonna slide this back on. I did remove it just so the UV could really get in there good. But that's how the pot ended up looking. And again, you could drip chocolate up there if you want, but I did not do that. So here's what the build would look like with the burner at the bottom. There we go. Technically it goes like that. This sits up here. And then you have your skewers. Not sure I'm completely in love with how they look. I feel like they maybe should have completely been dipped in chocolate, but then I think that would look weird too. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I overthink things, but glad I found the rare. This is a cute build regardless, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Did you find the rare? And make sure to follow me on Facebook. Bye guys.